As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corredor was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and the button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client broke the rules.
This is the most unexpected turn of events for, the 5th time. However, this time, everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth.
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question a testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Please say no.
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Why? Why? What has this witness said is nothing but beneficial to your case, Wright. If you scrutinize the testimony, then
I'll expose the lies in that so beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what has happened to my life.
That makes two of us.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. I have to do something to waste more time. Witness. About requesting a head.
Yes?
How much is your fee?
Wrong questions to ask in a courtroom.
I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
What? No!
Mr. Wright!
Yes?
You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you?
What? Why would I...
Guilty, Mr. Phoenix! Guilty! You are guilty!
Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not?
The judge just gives him a dirty look the rest of the day.
I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill.
If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
Yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. DeKiller. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt.
Were you talking about the button and the knife?
Yes, and my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible.
You try to make things easy?
My business card makes it a very easy way to identify who carried out the service.
He's pretty devoted to his work.
But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from my sight. Well, that is something I cannot overlook.
It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing?
That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan your alibi too.
No! I already told you! I have no intention of using your services, ever! Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial? From the very beginning.
That is correct. From before my client visit the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true.
That's odd.
From the very beginning?
That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times.
I wonder if that's really true.
That's odd.
I figured maybe I had to press him right. Maybe I have to read all the other dialogue and then press him again.
So why do you think your client did that?
What do you mean by why?
Well, the fiddling around with the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway?
That is true.
I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Ongard.
If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you did it?
Sadly, that's not possible.
Huh?
My job is to kill, that is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them, it's my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client broke the rules.
That's all you have to testify?
Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again.
Again? As in you plan to continue?
I must, as I have yet to find the person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney?
Excuse me? No. I'm fine, really.
Are you really now?
I wonder what kind of a man the judge thinks I am now.
What are you going to do, Phoenix?
All I can do is expose the lies.
That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right?
I'm so confused.
Sounds like his stomach's growling.
The one thing I know for sure is that I can't let this trial end yet.
Maybe I can press this again now.
From the very beginning.
That is correct. All my clients.
I wonder if that's really true.
That's odd.
Guess not. Anything that proves that she didn't know he was dead.
The tomato juice. She poured it for him.
Guess maybe.
Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. Killer.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Mr. Juan Corda had been murdered.
How? How do you know that?
From this wine glass, Your Honor.
The glass.
Says that like he's gonna start walking towards the glass to drink out of it or something.
Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corda had already fainted.
Already.
Which is why the glass with tomato juice was poured for the victim.
Isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated and evil plan?
That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind.
Not if she wanted them to think she was shocked.
Well,
She was in the samurai costume, though.
After. I'm saying, it all could technically still be her trying to plant the evidence.
It's just messy.
I mean, it's kind of a bad theory anyway, but still. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
strangely enough, I had the exact same thought just now. Actually, it was the first 3 times I said, "That's odd." Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your real client at all. How strange.
Yes.
Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth!
Isn't
I'm
that,
surprised!
isn't that more suspicious? When he calls you out, then you're like, objection! Hold on!
You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Sorry.
This is all very weird. That was an awfully weak objection for the two of you.
Anyway, I am positive that there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well.
Right now, I have to buy us some more time. While we wait for the items Mr. Killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
This request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client? Huh?
For some reason, I just imagine him doing like a big goofy face when he says, "Huh?" That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
One week ago? Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations to take care of, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind.
Please, stop.
In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
A specific date and time? Did you ask why on that specific night?
No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request, but as for why, I only had my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh? So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night?
I'm sure it was all for the bear.
The bear?
A client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Correda's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
You must be talking about the bear puzzle.
Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. That's correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was.
I see.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Everything's always important.
The testimony just now has made one thing clear. And that is... the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet?
Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that.
Oh, really?
Witness, please continue with your testimony.
Auto parts.
Honestly, with this music, your Anakin Skywalker, the Steam wallpaper just looks like he's dancing.
He just thinks this song's fire.
So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
See what I did there?
Yeah, of course I did.
What was that? What was with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. The only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was this testimony of any importance? Yeah.
Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. Tequila had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken.
So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so.
You see, it's just as I said. Yeah.
I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here?
Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax.
Now then, with the oh!
What's wrong with you, man?
So your client was Adrian Andrews?
That's correct.
Well, he says the two of them met. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange with this time around.
Shouldn't Edgeworth be the one pressing him more on stuff, since it's supposed to be his client he's fighting?
The prosecution's not allowed to have a cross-examination in this game.
Well, yeah, but you can interrupt and be like, well, hang on, give me more detail about that, or...
You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony. Somewhere.
Talk about a delicate balance. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. And that's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was that testimony important?
If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance.
What is Edgeworth doing? Edgeworth should have objected immediately, because this isn't Phoenix's job.
He took some edibles earlier and they're just not kicking in.
Really? Huh?
If that's the case... Witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can trust this person as a client.
I do just say, it's a girl! It's a girl!
I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time.
Yes, that's correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that's correct.
I'm sorry, but that is impossible.
What?
Silly to killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Huh? Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip up about her.
So what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person,
Or heard the name?
Adrian is a gender-neutral name.
I've never heard it.
one look would have told you that she is a woman.
Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following: that he always meets his clients face to face.
But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Ms. Adrian Andrews.
Why is there gravy?
It's supposed to be like sweat, but it's oil.
Oh. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name.
I don't understand. Am I the only one who's never heard of a man named Adrian?
Yeah, there's like, I think like some French guys called Adrian or something.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. I've only heard Adrian like one other time, and that's in Rocky.
Yeah, I can't name one off the top of my head.
Exactly, because
Wasn't Andre's real name Adrian?
it was Andre Roganoff or something like that.
Anyway, I know I've heard of men named Adrian.
I never heard of it. I see.
Unlucky for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on?
What is going on with youth of today?
Shelley the Killer. This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you'd allow me to testify one more time.
Arrgh. I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without ever meeting my client. The request was for murder of Juan Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
So you took this job through a letter?
He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying.
Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us.
I know. I can't make him suspicious. But I think we're okay. Like, we could do this.
Mia doesn't give a very confident look.
As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
He hasn't countered anything. You just beat him to death. He's just laying in a bloody pulp. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. We should have just had you switch to Edgeworth. I didn't agree. I had to object all the time.
That would have been interesting, I guess.
But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients?
Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible.
But didn't you meet your client this time?
No, I did not.
Oh, come now. Let's stop with the game of cat and mouse.
Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me.
That was silkiest.
It was silky for Phoenix.
Alright then, just cough it up and get fast.
Mr. Wright, you cannot badger a witness with such meany words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. D. Killer met with his client? I don't think I do.
Sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof.
Okay. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time!
Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. See what I did there?
Then why could you not meet certain clients?
Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It's now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times, and I now take requests via electronic mail.
Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope?
Very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email.
Email?
In a contest of in a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot, hands down.
Anyway, so you took this job without having met your clients and...
Money the monkey.
2 or 3 other things.
Yes.
And what were those other things?
A few other things that have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It's been really bad if I push buttons in the wrong way and he got mad. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney,
You gonna kill us?
Yes.
Or are we finally gonna get the Maya death scene?
That's it, Maya. That's it.
Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder, what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination? Could it be that you're planning to betray your own client?
That's...
I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one,
Wait. Oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. This is worth pursuing.
Push it!
Witness, this is very important. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were.
if it's really that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
The bear figurine?
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing.
And where was that figurine?
It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase.
And then, what did you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client? Interesting.
This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you stated in your testimony.
As you wish. One of these was to find the bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews.
But I wonder if I just press it, maybe.
I found this figurine at Mr. Oddguard's mansion. If you gave it to Adrian Andrews, then what was it doing there?
I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Ongard, I'm sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony?
So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews.
What? Why is this Phoenix's responsibility? Edgeworth should be jumping in here. I think Edgeworth just left. Went home.
But I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here,
He will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence.
she's right. So now what? Dr. Wright! Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Adrian Andrews the bear figurine. And she told you to take the bear figurine and wait for her at On Guard Mansion. Is that correct?
Yes. Where are you going with this?
Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly.
What?
This is a battle of wits. Can't let him up on the slip.
I can't let him up on the slip!
Oh man, that would be a great lyric for like rock song. It makes no sense.
It's a battle of wits. Can't let him up on the slip. That's Sirloin.
Oh, I don't think it is possible for Miss Adrian Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Do you present the bear, or do you present...
Oh, the bear is evidence.